Well, a very good evening. You're watching Reporter's Diary. I'm Ashmit Kumar. And well, straight to what was yet another record-breaking day on Dalal Street, Sensex and the Nifty hit new intraday highs in trade after dovish comments from the US Federal Reserve on Friday fueled a rally across the global markets. Now, many stocks led the rally and mid-caps were not far behind. Shares on the Bombay Stock Exchange have added 2.4 lakh crore rupees to their market cap just today. In fact, since the start of August, BSE stocks have seen their market cap rise by a whopping 12 lakh crore rupees. Well, moving ahead now, it's time to hike tariffs. Business as usual will be a grave error. Those are words coming from Bharati Airtel Sunil Bharati Mittal, who addressed investors a day after the company board approved a 21,000 crore rupee fundraising plan. Now, Mittal went on to admit that high leverage was bothering the investors as well as the company. Take a look.
This industry needs to have the right economic model. For far too long, we have played in this game by growing the industry at very minimal pricing level. It's time that the tariffs do take up to make this industry viable and, more importantly, having the decent and appropriate returns on capital. It would be a grave error of duty on our part if this was a time when we stayed with business as usual. I can share with you, I have never felt more confident and I've never felt more comfortable in saying, I can see Airtel taking a very special place in India's corporate pantheon of companies.
So strong observations, strong comments falling from Sunil Bharati Mittal. In fact, Reema Tendulkar is here joining us now on the comments that we heard just a short while back and Airtel's fundraising plans. Reema.
Thanks so much for that. So the big headline coming in from Sunil Bharati Mittal's speech is that he is gunning for growth. There was an urgency in his tone and his voice as he called upon growth capital to accelerate growth. He said, while the company is well funded for business as usual, but it would be a grave error to stick with business as usual at this point of time. He said this 21,000 crore of a rights issue fundraise gives the company that leverage to go that extra mile and that we can sense growth is round the corner. And even a delay of 1 to 2 months of a fundraise could be detrimental. This industry, he says, has seen hell over the last few years. 8-9 operators have disappeared and the company is standing tall today on account of the large amount of money that they have already raised. And now they're looking to raise some more growth capital. The next obvious question is, where will the company deploy this money? And the answer is 5G. According to him, 5G auctions are early next year and 5G will become a reality in the second half of 2022. In fact, device price points are declining and 15% of the handsets which are currently available are 5G enabled. He also added fiber for 5G as well as home broadband rollout to be an investment area as well as data centers. Now, one of the reasons why the stock also saw a huge rally today is because Sunil Bharati Mittal allayed concerns, whether it is to say that there will be no further investments in Indus Tower or no further promoter stake, something which had spooked the markets last year, as that, he said, would be inappropriate. He also said that there will be no investments by Airtel into OneWeb Global. He also called for tariffs to increase from here on. He spoke about ARPUs trending towards the 200 rupee mark in FY22. It currently stands at 146. If this happens, it will be a big positive. His idea of a comfortable net debt to EBITDA is 2x, which is a substantial improvement from where it currently is right now, which is 3x, which can happen in the next 2 to 3 years, aided by monetization of assets as well as improved cash flow. He also referred to the company raising postpaid tariffs as it ran out of patience, and the minimum prepaid tariff can increase from the current 79 to 99 rupees. So there were many important statements that, which came through from the speech that Sunil Bharati Mittal gave. We've passed through some of the key ones, but I think the one that stands out is that the company sees growth round the corner. And is that a subtle way of the company hinting that things are deteriorating at Vodafone Idea and Bharti Airtel is gearing up to take on the additional subscriber and gain that additional market share? Back to you.
Right, Reema, thanks a lot for that. So quite a fair bit of churn in the telecom space. Let's move forward now. Power Ministry has taken stock of coal shortage, which has pushed electricity prices higher amid rising power demand. The ministry is planning to regulate and redistribute coal supplies. It has also proposed utilizing idle 6,000 megawatt capacity in Mundra, Gujarat. Anshu Sharma is joining us now with more details. Anshu, tell us what's the update.
The coal shortage is there for over 87,000 megawatt of capacity, which has supply shortage between 8 days stock, that is with these power plants. Now, the Power Ministry took stock and has decided to redistribute coal stock from other plants, and this is going to free up about 1.7 lakh ton of coal for the plants which are supercritical and critical. But this is not going down well with the captive power producers like aluminium, steel, and others. Apart from this, Power Ministry has realized that about 6,000 megawatt capacity in Mundra, Gujarat is lying idle. And today, Power Ministry officials virtually met counterparts of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan. Now, it had proposed that the 6,000 megawatt capacity in and around Mundra should be utilized for supplying power on exchanges. Now, the states have in principle agreed to the idea, and we understand that Power Ministry is working on a notification to make this a reality. Now, power prices hit 20 rupees per unit on exchanges on account of supply shortage of coal, which led to electricity demand. Electricity supply go down. Now, we'll have to wait and watch out for the notification as to how soon this supply of electricity from Gujarat-based power plants will become a reality on power exchanges. Back to you.
Right, Arshu, thanks a lot for that. Now, the centre today released the draft rules for withdrawing its retrospective tax amendments. This comes after weeks after it passed the legislation to nullify the retrospective taxes, an issue that has vexed foreign investors for close to a decade now, resulting in as many as 17 legal cases, including 2 arbitration losses for India. And it is on the back of that this move seems to have come to light. And it's important to keep in mind that these draft rules lay out a structure as to how this will be formalized, what will be the modalities for effecting this change, which is to do away with that retro tax that had been slapped on the likes of Vodafone and Kane. What is important, however, is that these draft rules lay down various modalities, which in fact some experts have termed as a little